Congratulations. Just what's your reaction to getting that phone call from the Seahawks?
Man, it feels unreal. I'm still trying to take it all in. It's a real feeling, honestly. I'm blessed.
Elijah, how much correspondence did you have with the Seahawks during the pre-draft process?
Not much at all, honestly. I think I had a formal interview with them at the Combine, and that's about it.
Did you meet with them at the Senior Bowl when you were down there?
I don't think I did. I'm not 100% sure, though.
How do you characterize your game as a tight end? Did they kind of Miami use you more inline or kind of as a receiver or what?
So I mean, I lined up everywhere throughout my college career. Really, everywhere on the field. And I feel like that's where I thrive. Just being able to spread out and create mismatches.
How much do you think that working with Cam Ward last year on the offensive side was able to help show?
Excuse me?
How much do you think working with Cam Ward on the offensive side was able to help show what you're capable of offensively and get you to this position?
I mean, so having somebody who can read defenses and get you the ball is everything. Honestly, I feel like he made the game a lot more easier for us, and just I was able to learn the way that he thought, and I feel like it slowed the game down a little bit for me as well.
Elijah, is there a player that you kind of model your game after, or that you respect and look up to as a tight end?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say any that I model my game after. I try to take a lot of things from a lot of different players. But right now, the guys I like watching Dalton, Kincaid. I like watching Mark Andrews, Isaiah Likely, John Smith. There's a lot of guys I like watching right now.
What route of all the route tree, what route did you catch the most passes?
What route?
Yes.
Honestly, I had pretty much everything. I had a lot of slips this year. Like they were just, we run a lot of split zone this past year, and they would just have me run splits just to, get me the ball. Just because, I mean, we were in a system that wasn't very, I wouldn't say it wasn't tight end friendly, but, we weren't really featured in the offense. So, I had to figure out a way to get mine.
And what is your favorite route?
Favorite route, any route I get the ball, honestly.
Okay.
How would you describe your game?
I would say, well, first of all, consistent. I'm an elite competitor, you look on film, you know exactly what you're going to get with me. That's, tremendous effort and, just everything out of me in general. In the pass game, I can stretch the field. I'm basically like a receiver out there. I mean, I can run every route in the route tree. I understand how to get open. I understand, zones. I feel like I'm a great, just overall tight end.
How much inline blocking did you do at Miami the last couple of years?
I did a decent amount, I really improved these past couple of years, and, there's still a lot more room for improvement as far as just my inline blocking and, just learning how to help the offense in any way I can.
Where have you seen the most growth in your game from that standpoint? A lot of times tight ends are coming out of high school mainly as pass catchers. Where did you feel specifically that you had to grow the most?
Yeah, I mean, I was basically the same. I mean, I came into college, I had to, learn how to block, and, I improved my route running as well as, at the same time as I was doing that.
You had a unique connection with Miami. Can you talk about the heartfelt message you left and the connection you had with that school? And are you looking to have the same connection with the 12s up in Seattle?
Excuse me?
I said you had a unique connection with the University of Miami. Can you talk about that?
Yeah. So I always, I grew up a Canes fan. My whole family's Canes fans. Whole family's from here, from down in Miami. So, I always wanted to, I always grew up watching the Canes highlights, and, once I started getting recruited, bringing the U back was one thing I really had to do. And, I used to watch, the Seahawks games, not too long ago, when I was a kid, and, I'm gonna do my best to, bring that back as well.
Did you spend some time in Mexico?
Yes, sir.
What led you to? Did you move there with your family?
Yes, sir.
Can you tell us the story behind that?
Yeah, so my dad was working there at the time. So when I was about 6 years old, he was working there. But yeah, we were staying down here in Miami, and we weren't seeing him a whole lot. So we decided just to move down there with him, just so we could be closer with him, spend more time with him.
What was your dad doing for work, and what part of Mexico did you move to?
He lived in we lived in Cancun. He was selling timeshare.
Elijah, thank you. When you were 6 and you were 6 years old in Mexico, you said, did you play football down there?
I was 7 when I moved there, but yeah. So I had just started playing football before I moved down there. So that was my biggest concern. As a 7-year-old moving to a different country, I asked my mom if they have a football team, and they said yes. They found me a football team, so I was cool with it.
What was that like? Did you learn the game that way? Was it different than when you came back to Miami?
Yeah, so I didn't come back to Miami until college, but it was really the same. Other than being in a different language, you really learn that it's still a sport, it's still football. And yeah, I feel like there's different ways to learn the game. But yeah.
Did you play any other sport while you were down there besides football?
I played pretty much everything. I played, all my friends played soccer. So I played that. I played baseball, played basketball. I did pretty much everything growing up.
And then what age did you move to Frisco?
When I was 12.
Okay. So 5 years in Mexico.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
How do you feel about coming up to Seattle from Florida? It's a little different up here.
Hey, I'm excited. Hey, I'll bring a jacket. We all good.
Anything else? All right. Thank you, Elijah.